So hi everyone, this is the third video where I'm doing an interview with focusing on those who go the extra mile for carers. So I'm Matthew Mckenzie, a carer and also carer activist and poet. I write many books, but this is not a video about myself. This is more a video on what others do for carers, and I'm delighted to be joined by Jaycee from Zen Laughter. And what we'll do is as usual in the format, I'll ask carers a couple of questions on what they do and why they do those things in order to raise that extra awareness of the carers experience. So Jaycee, welcome.
Thank you, Matthew.
Can you sort of tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I've been caring for my mum for 10 years. I live with mum at home, and for a short while I cared for my dad who had dementia, who's no longer with us. And my background is nursing. Over 25 years of nursing, working in some challenging environments like prisons and police custody, drug and alcohol services. And I was inspired to create Zen Laughter as almost, in a way, to definitely to spread joy and to uplift people, especially carers.
Yeah.
But also to keep myself accountable, to look after myself and to keep a check on my emotions, because sometimes caring, as you know, can be quite an emotional landscape. And the, the main struggle I've had as a carer has been that of suppressing my emotions and hiding my emotion and not talking about how I feel.
Yeah.
More because I felt I couldn't really talk to those close friends and family about how I feel, and that impacted my mental health. So Zen Laughter is very much a fusion between many things that have supported me in my well-being over the years, through years of burnout as a nurse and through years of the emotional challenges and isolation of caring. Yes.
Excellent. And you've mentioned that you use Zen Laughter to support carers. It leads on to the next question, really. I'm sure you do a whole lot more than just Zen Laughter to support carers. So basically, what support, apart from the Zen Laughter, which I'm sure you can mention, do you provide unpaid carers? And I'm sure this can lead on to the care awareness and stuff you do for other charities. Do you want to talk a bit about that and why is it so important, really, to support carers in that way?
Yeah, sure. Well, right, if I go back to my early days of being a carer, a family carer, um, no, caring doesn't come with a manual instruction book. And I found that there was lots of things that I was learning about myself, about my personal development, about my self-awareness, about how expressing my emotions and dealing with stress. So one of the things I have done for the past 8, 9 years is co-facilitate the stress management course for carers at my local carers centre in Wandsworth.
Mm.
And in lockdown, I found Carers UK, and they were an absolute saviour to me with their online. They had a lot of online meetings, loads of share and learn sessions. And I found myself singing and doing yoga, doing craft work, doing having just a peer support chat, doing poetry, mindfulness, so many things. And that kind of opened up a world for me to think like there's so much available. And even though I may be restricted in my freedom in going out and about, there was still this channel for connection and to form communities online. So through that, I became a volunteer member with Carers UK, and regularly contribute to panel discussions, policy consultations, and being a voice for carers, really sharing my story and just helping spread the word and raise awareness of what it's like living as a carer, because I truly believe you can only give support if you understand what the challenges are. So for me, I didn't identify myself as a carer for a few years. So all the things I just want to share what I've learned,
Yeah.
you know, from the manual that doesn't exist,
Mm.
with other carers. So they know they are not alone in the journey, and they know even though sometimes may be harder than most, it's not permanent and you get through it. And with support, with advice, with guidance, with peer support, it doesn't have to be as hard of a challenge as it can be.
Mm.
Yeah.
And thank you for describing that, because that helps others who, you know, want to give it a try regarding going that extra mile for carers. You know, they might have skills, talents, and feel like, you know, okay, they've gone through that lived experience or still are caring, and they want to sort of learn from those as yourselves. But
I mean,
honestly,
absolutely. Matthew, can I, sorry, I'm just going to just say that you're talking about skills of carer. I've often said, if anyone, if a carer was to go for a job, all the that's the word,
yeah.
transferable skills: time management, resourcefulness, logistics, planning, problem solving, decision making, kindness, caring, compassion, trustworthy, reliable, resilient. There's a
Mm.
whole host. And when I meet fellow carers, it's almost humbling sometimes, but very inspiring to think all these skills. It's a colossal vault of skills that many carers, interpersonal communication skills. And I want, part of my mission, I suppose, is to help carers understand that you're packed with loads of superpowers, and to take ownership from that, because often in the doing we forget about the being. And carers are amazing, inspiring, resilient people, and that I feel that needs to be highlighted, and carers need to know that and own that. Yeah.
And this is what you're doing now. Unfortunately, one of the reasons for, well, there are many other reasons, but one of the reasons really for this video is to also let others know that all these things, when you're being a career activist, don't really come for free. There are bumps in the road, and I want you to take the time now to let carers know, or those who are interested in raising that awareness or representing, what challenges did you face when you
Yeah.
took that step further, really, into really taking time out and engaging with carers, and sort of leading on the carers experience. So yeah, could you describe the challenges of your own? You haven't mentioned one or two, but I just want those watching to sort of learn regarding what you've gone through.
I would say one of the biggest, definitely is a very tricky time for me, was supporting my dad, who had dementia, um, sadly quite severe dementia, and he needed to be cared for in a home. And I remember one day while he was still in hospital, and having a meeting in the office and hearing him shout and scream and very distressed, very distressed. And I felt so powerless in
Mm.
not being able to do anything. And for me, that by far has been the hardest thing. And I went back to my car and sat in the car park, and I thought, I can't help you. You're distressed. I can hear you're distressed, and I can't do anything. Can't do anything. And I felt so helpless. I went back to my car, tears streaming down my face, and I thought, well, I'm going to be your voice. I am going, and that really woke me up. I said, I will represent you. I will speak for you. I will make sure that you get the best, and that your needs are met to what you deserve, you know. And that seemed to have catapulted me in really advocating for my father, for my mother, and just really, I don't like to use the word fighting, but fighting, you know,
Yeah.
because in that moment I realized when something really matters to you, really matters to you, it's amazing what you can do that you didn't think you could do before, and what you can say and who you can say it to, and how you can persevere with it. And yeah, that's where I have been ever since. That was 6 years ago.
Mm.
And I thought, you know what, in that advocating for somebody else, I've also found my voice for myself.
Mm.
And that's the, I think the empowering thing. That's been the empowering thing for me, because there was a time when I thought I didn't matter. I have struggled with low self-worth, and isolation, and just withdrawing from the world, and not
Yeah.
wanting to disconnect from people, disconnect from my feelings. And that's been at my deepest struggles. And so that reconnecting with myself has been a big part of the journey. And it's all been through saying, yes, I am here. I might be invisible, I might, my voice might not be heard, but I'm going to make it heard, and I'm going to make myself be seen. So it's like, yeah, it's been an empowering thing. And I hope that there's a phrase by Marianne Williamson, one of my favorite quotes. And it says something like, when you allow your light to shine, you give permission for others to do the same. And that's kind of like a mantra for me, lead by example. And I've been inspired by so many people, so many other carers. I've heard their story,
Yeah.
and it's given me energy to keep going. And I think that's what it's all about, one voice on it alone is not very loud, but together, unstoppable force. And I know you're one, you're very much on the scene with that. Yeah. So yeah, together,
Mhm.
together.
And this is exactly what, one of the points of doing these videos is to leave that light for other carers to be inspired, and sort of see, even though you went through the struggles and those difficult experiences, you're still there, doing the best you can for carers and others. And the aim is the well-being element.
Yeah.
I think it's really important. Carers do need to take note of their own emotions. It can be so easy to happen in that caring role. You easily forget yourself, and when there's failures and challenges, yeah, we can sort of lock ourselves in and close ourselves off. Can be very easy to go down that route. Two more questions. And
Hmm.
this is the bit where carers can sort of say, okay, we really enjoy listening to the thoughts of Jaycee. She must be doing some really interesting stuff. So basically, what future projects are you working on aimed at carers? And perhaps you could stay a bit, say a bit about, why you're doing those projects. What difference do you feel it's going to sort of make?
Well, Carers Week's coming up, and I work with organisations, Zen Laughter. We do a mixture of laughter, mindfulness, relaxation. So I'll be, hopefully, if you know any carers organisations out there, please get in touch, because I'm really keen to bring laughter therapy to
Yeah.
carers. You know, often the carer's life is quite mundane, quite boring, quite routine. And I certainly have forgotten who I am. You know, I've forgotten JC. So with the laughter sessions, the aim is to create a space where people can come together, have fun. That
Mm.
word fun, and just laugh their troubles away together. So I'll be looking at any Carers Week events. For Mental Health Awareness Week is next week.
Yeah.
So you know, the YouTube channel is coming, Zen Laughter TV is coming, but you know, multitasking and time pressures, you know, things get pushed to the side.
Mm.
But what I really want to do, part of the plan, is to get my channel up and going so I can share simple
Yeah.
tips and advice on not just laughter but mindfulness and how to find that calm amongst the chaos and the challenges and create a space for ourselves in our busy day, whether that's 5 minutes, 2 minutes. There's so much. We are resourceful, right, carers? And there's so many resources, inner resources that we have, like the breath, like the imagination, and like laughter as well. And you know, just a positive mindset of kindness and gratitude goes a long way, and they're all at our fingertips, and they're all free, and they're all available 24/7. And I kind of want to that's kind of the message I want to put out as well, that we've got a lot of things, a lot of resources that we do have and things that we can do to help support our well-being, and very importantly, give that time for ourselves, prioritize ourselves in our day, and make it a habit, because habits create longer lasting change. And I truly believe that more than anything, we need to protect and preserve and support the well-being of carers, because you know, otherwise we're heading for a nation of carers needing carers. And we know how tricky this health and social care system is now, so
Yeah.
we need to preserve that.
Excellent. Excellent. It might seem odd asking this final question because this is basically what you've been doing throughout the video. But again, remember those watching will probably be carers, and I'll, do my best to promote the video and the blog. But actually, what advice would you want to offer to carers? This is the last section of the video for those watching. What advice would you want to offer to carers that are watching now?
Well, I'll say that the two biggest things that I have learned long time ago, after you know a bit of a burnout time,
Mm.
the two biggest lessons I've learned in carers is tell people how you feel, share how you feel with others. For me, I write, I talk to other carers, I join groups, I have communities that I belong to. So a space where you feel safe and can trust to express how you're feeling, or a way. I dance, I love dancing. Find a way, an outlet to express how you feel, and let it out. Just let and get the support. Ask for help. Yeah, there's no shame. There's no shame in asking for help. And it's amazing just that act, or just for me, just the words. Always remember, I'm struggling. I am struck. Just saying that to myself, acknowledging that for myself without feeling that I'm weak or I'm inadequate. I am struggling. I need help.
Yeah.
And reaching out for it. It might be a friend, it might be a carer center, it might be a family member. Just writing it down as a start, and just those two, express how you feel and ask for support, because support is out there. And
Mm.
if that person who you ask, or organization you ask, hasn't got the answer for you, you can be sure that they will know someone who does. and can signpost you. The two most powerful things I've done, and I sometimes I have to remind myself, am I holding things inside? Need to let it out. Need to just get out of the house, go for a walk, do something. I need to move, and ask for support, and pick up the phone and ask for support. And yeah, I'm still learning that one. To be honest, I'm still learning that one. But yes, please do, definitely.
Excellent advice. And this can be a situation where many carers, unfortunately, as I've stated before, can leave things to the last moment. Obviously, there are warning signs. Something we'll probably cover over the next month or beyond. I'm sure there are many other care activists out there that say, look, we need carers to really pay attention to the emotional well-being of themselves, because caring can be, it comes with a good, it's not a nightmare and a half. It does come with its delightful experiences, but there will be situations where you will feel out of your depth. But again, I'd like to say thanks again, Jaycee, for taking the time out just to explain a bit about, what you do. You're more than what you've said. We've only got a short amount of time, and I do welcome carers. Once your YouTube channel is up, again, I'll promote what you've got there. Looking forward to the hints and tips, because they're certainly well needed. Carers need to be aware of the health and well-being of Zen Laughter. And I'd like to say thanks again for Jaycee, and thanks for those who've tuned in. Please keep an eye out for any other interviews that I do. The idea really is to raise awareness of what care activists do for other carers, and hope other carers can learn and join the cause. So I'd say thanks, and I'll see you again next time.
Cheers, Matthew. Take care. Bye.